What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you guys how I made this little corner probe. As you can see here, it's attached to a cable, wire, whatever. That's because it grounds into my CNC machine, and it allows me to pick up a corner on something that's non-conductive. So unfortunately, when I did it, I didn't get the facing pass or the outside geometry on camera, but everything else I got on camera. I'm gonna explain how I built this guy. So let's look at it. So of course, here we are on my just absolute shit vise that I handmade. I machined it well, I just designed it terribly, but it worked for this, one-aught part. I don't care at all about it being perpendicular to the angle, which it's not. By angle, I mean the fixture plate. But I got it chucked in here. I'm doing a little bit of machining here. Here's the fun stuff where it starts to get into the corner and really bring that out. The reason for cutting out the corner is so that the corner can go in there. If you're smart, you notice that I just made a huge mistake. Is that I didn't rehome after doing the roughing to the finishing pass, which was bad. I ended up having to have the sides were different thicknesses at the end, which they shouldn't have been. So, it is what it is. But there she comes off the vise, popping her off there. Gonna hold her up to the camera, let you get a very good look. Of course, you can tell it needs to be deburred. It needs to be deburred very bad. I think I may have edited this out of order now that I'm looking at it. Or maybe I just didn't film the deburring. Maybe I didn't do it out of order. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But here I am punching, and you can see that punch was made out of an old piece of an old thread tap that I had that was broken because I couldn't find mine. And then this drill bit here, I put the tape on it to show my thickness, or my depth that I was going, excuse me. And I really like that idea. I think I got it from Adam Savage. But this drill bit is just absolutely not sharp. I need a way to figure out how to sharpen drill bits at some point, or be not so poor that I could afford to just buy a new one. I'm not this old Tony though, so I have trouble, doing badass shit like sharpening a drill bit. But as the compressor kicks on here in the background, you can see that I end up finishing out that hole. It took a little bit of trying. Now, breaking out the lube. Always use lube. Always use lube. I got the... well, I've been using this lithium-ion grease, which I've had for a while, and I like it. As a thread tapping material. I don't have like an actual thread tapping fluid. I tried one day to go get thread tapping fluid, and I couldn't find any. I guess I could order some on Amazon, but I didn't get any. And when I like to do a thread, and you can hear I kind of like wasn't able to do this because the tap slipped in the thing. But I like to get the thread started pretty far at the beginning because it establishes a really good thread, and then once I get like a few turns in, then switch to going back and forth in order to do the chip breaking. But I go down like 5 full turns before I do any of that mess. Because it really establishes that. That way if I have to back it out, I can still find the thread if I have to put it back in. I've thread tapped so many holes for this suit, guys. It's insane. Here I am just doing a little fit up, making sure it's good. I was going to make my use lube joke a little bit dirtier, but I just didn't do it. I was going to say, at the very least, you got to lick your hand and, rub the tip, but I guess I did say it. Here we go. Here is the worst way to cut this ever done. You can see here that it's sliding around in the vise and having all kinds of terrible troubles. I'm really broke. And so material costs make up a lot of the cost of what I do. And Adam Savage talked about this a lot, like how when he was younger, he didn't have any money, how he would just like use and keep everything he was. Oh yeah, damn! You see that? Look at that. That thing just fucking grabbed on there. Another thing you shouldn't do. I get things done, guys. I'm pretty good at building shit, but I still fuck shit up quite often. Did a lot of grinding on this guy. and then eventually just stopped grinding the surface because I was trying to make it look pretty, but like that's not necessary because this grinder would have taken forever to do that. And the top surface, I don't care about at all. I just care about the corners. So I was on this guy for a while cleaning it up, and I guess I didn't do the deburring yet. I guess I did the deburring well now, so I guess I did edit this in order. Bringing out my deburr tool because I'm still not done finishing that up. It's one of my favorite tools. I've said that many times. And here we are. I'm taking a little like a connector piece. I don't know what they're really called, but it's like a ring connector thing. You can buy them at Ace, probably at Home Depot. And then I'm hitting it on the anvil on my vise because that's the best way to get those to squish down. After cutting it to size, of course. And that just makes a good connection for the wire, and then that goes through the screw there, and then that screws in. Great way to do this kind of little thing. And as the air compressor is running again, you can see the mostly finished product on that guy. Here I am inside my machine with all my shit set up. I didn't even clean the chips off. That's how much of a hurry I was in when I was building this. I was in a big hurry. I had to go into work, and I wanted to get it done. I always wear my magnifiers when I solder. I always do it. I don't think it's necessary. I could probably do it without, but I'm like, I'm soldering. I gotta get out the magnifiers. I also wear a respirator because I'm afraid of cancer. But oh, and another thing you just saw me do is I will wet my soldering iron and then use, instead of wetting the wire, which they tell you not to do, but those people are wrong. Have my mic out. I think I may have already mic'd this and just filmed this just so you guys can see me using the mic. But this reminds me to talk about it because it's really important to me that I get these corners measured really precisely, because then I put it into my software and put it on here, and that's what actually allows me to figure out where the actual corner is. So I mic them and make sure they're really, I know how thick they are to within 10,000ths of an inch. And then here I am using it, so that probe is insulated from the rest of the machine, and then the corner, the probe that's in the spindle, and then the rest of the probe that I just made, the corner probe, it's grounded to the rest of the machine. So when they touch, they close the connection, and then there you go. You know where you are. If you know the thickness of the end mill, which is the thing that's in the it's not an end mill, but the thing that's in there, in the spindle, and then the thickness of the corner probe. And that's how it works. And it worked pretty good. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me build that. This was just a fast little one-day build, literally. In fact, I'm even going to use it today because I needed it for a part I'm working on. I'm building something out of MDF over here, which you can see at the very end. I showed me actually using it. One thing about it is the edges weren't exactly perfect, and I'm not sure why that is, because with my machine it should have been. Oh, it was in within about 2 thou though. And my machine is only repeatable within 3 thou. So that's probably the reason that happened. But either way, it worked pretty good for me. I can always build a larger one at some point. This one is pretty small. The same principle could be used to build a larger one. This is just stock size that I had hanging around. I had some scrap, and I just needed a small one, so I needed one, so I just built up a little small one. Maybe I'll build a bigger one at some point, but I don't see myself having to do that. I don't work with MDF or non-conductive materials a lot. And as I'm sure I said during the video, this entire thing is grounded, and then this just needed it to bring that grounding up to something that is non-conductive. So most of the stuff I make is out of aluminum. So I probably won't be using this a whole lot anyway, but it's nice to have. Nice little guy to have. Eventually at some point I need to make a hole finder, and then I'll have all of my probing stuff. It's not really a probe, but that'd be the last thing I need for picking up points on my machining. So yeah. Cool stuff. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, I build a lot of stuff on CNCs, and I'm building an Iron Man suit with these same kind of tools. This fixture is for a part of my Iron Man suit. So hit the subscribe button and join me and watch me build this stuff. It's very fun. I love you guys. Bye.